Hi everyone, my name is Ariana Gilopana, and today I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about one of our clients, Abstract Capital. So, just a brief overview of our client. Abstract is a financial services company that connects small and medium sized businesses with flexible funding solutions through our network of trusted brokers and lenders as well. So, now that we know a little bit more about them, what we did for them as Whatever Tech was build their entire Monday system. From scratch and integrated custom animations designed to reduce manual labors and repetitive tasks. But before we get into our CRM, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more of the functionalities that you will be seeing throughout the video. So, for example, we automated the bank statement analysis. This extracts the key information needed for the brokers to select the correct lenders for each specific case. And this alone saves brokers dozens of hours a month. It's our freshest automation for Abstract. We also automated the PDF generation. This is the system automatically fills in the client's details and picks the correct application PDF templates out of about 10 different use cases, and even creates a digital signature for the client if needed one. So another example is that we developed the suggested lenders feature. This is based on the data we extracted and any other custom lender filters that our broker select. The system returns a list of best fit lenders for that specific deal as well. Another automation that we created for them was a create submission flow that it's pretty simple. It generates a standardized email that brokers can easily send out, keeping the whole process simple and consistent. This was something that our client asked us to do. And finally, another of the automations that we're going to show you guys is the submit to lenders automation. And this goes through the list of the connected boards and sends the required information to each lender and sends the broker a clear thread style view showing exactly where each submission sent without feeling like it's like a spam. So all of this helps Abstract Capital's brokers work faster, close more deals, and stay ahead in the competitive environment while saving valuable time and boosting their commissions, which is the objective for this client. So with no further ado, let's dig into the CRM. And yeah. Okay, so what we see on the screen right now is our leads board. This is where everything starts. I created this fake lead that it's going to accompany us throughout the stages of advances and submitting applications that I will show you throughout the video. So this view I generated for this next video because it's all the information we need to follow the process. And we also have the detail view. This is where most of our brokers work. Over here, they have the owner one information, the owner two information, the business information, all the statuses that they might need visually, and the extracted information box over here that I'm going to show you a little bit more in a second. They also have the call links, the notes in the bottom, and the email and activities view. So right now we're going to check our extract information. That's our first functionality that we will show you. So for that, we have this, in this case, the bank statements, as it says for bank statements, this column could have 4 or maybe sometimes even 6, and each bank statement has between 4 to 12 pages. In this case, our bank statement example has 6 pages, and when I click the bottom of extracted data, this is going to use an integration that we have with pdf.co. That what it does, we use this step in Zapier, that is AI invoice parser, if I'm not wrong, and it converts the PDF into a JSON, and it's easier for us to work with that information and create this, divide the information in the full extracted information. This is where everything will return in a whole like block of information, and then it will divide into negative days, daily balance, monthly deposit, industries, and recurring debits. This process takes about 2 minutes. So I'm going to pause for the sake of the video. I'm going to open the detail view so that you guys can see it a little bit nicer with all the information fit in. I'm going to pause the video until we have the information so that we don't make this so long, and be right back. Okay, we're back. So here we have the whole extracted information from that specific bank state. In this case, we only had one. And as I told you before, over here we have all the information in one column, and then we separate it into that corresponding columns over here. So now that we have the extracted information, and let's say we are ready for this lead to go to the advances board. The advances board is basically where we are ready to submit the application and generate the last steps to get to that submission. So when we're ready, the trigger here is to be ready for submission, and then it's going to move this specific item to our board of advances. Okay, so now that we are in our advances board, as you can see, we have other test items here, where we're just going to focus on Studio Electric test, the first one over here. We have different views. In this case, we have the view, the normal view, this one, that goes through all the steps, right? So we have the generate PDF, that this is the automation that will select the corresponding PDF and bring it back with the signature if we don't have a signature. Then we have all the information that will be in that PDF over here. Then we have the lender filter that our brokers can select. In this case, I selected A. I could select B or C or even all of them. And then there's a fetch lenders button over here that will bring our lenders to this connected boards over here, and then that creates submission, that creates the email subject and email preview that we're going to send, and all the possible files that we can put into the emails, and then the submit application button at the end that sends the application once everything is ready. So why is it, let's say, red, or why is it yellow? In this case, we added some conditional coloring for the brokers, for them to be easier to see what is missing and what is not. If it's yellow, it has all the information for the application, but not all the information it needs to send the applications. So maybe we're missing the lenders, that in this case, that's it, and the application PDF, which is a requirement for us to send the application. And in case it's red, it's because we don't have all the information needed to fill in our application. So for whatever tech, for example, we don't have the information needed to create a fully filled application. We also have the detailed view. This is a view that most brokers use as well, as mentioned before, where we have it by steps, right? We have the information for owner 1, owner 2, the business information. This is more visually for them. So when an automation is running, they have the creating PDF ... and then the PDF created, and then they will go back to ready for action. It's just for them to have a visual way of seeing what's going on in the back. Then we have the extracted information that came from the extracted in the leads. We have the create PDF and generate signature. We have an option to generate just the signature and an option to create the PDF without the signature, because the system, when you create the PDF, will notice if you have or you don't have a signature, and if you don't have one, it's going to create one for you. Then we have the fetch lenders, and here you have the lenders that apply. So this takes the information from the extracted info from bank statements and the information of the lender filter, and gives you the selection that corresponds. Then we have the confirm files for submission. Here, if you have a file in every single one of these columns, all of those files will be sent to the lenders that you select. If you just have the business bank statement, for example, just the business bank statement will be sent. And then you have the generate and review and send applications, where you can generate the email and you can submit the application. So let's start. Let's first generate our application. This takes about, it should be around 1 to 2 minutes, depending on what information we have and what use case we are it is in the system, and if it needs or if it doesn't need a signature. So I'm just gonna pause real quick, or maybe I can show you the detailed view so that you can have another view of this process as well. So for example, we have our PDF here, and the system status, we have the PDF created. And this is there we go. It's going back to ready for action. That's just for user experience. If we click on our application over here, let's wait until it charges. There we go. We have all the information, and we have here the signature that was created by the system and the date where it was signed or where the signature was created. This is one of the examples for applications that we have. There's, as I mentioned before, about 10. Let's go to our next step of this process now that we have, we have the owner one signature here. We can click on it so that you guys can see the image. So if they need to create or update any information, we already have a signature. So the process will not create a new one unless they want a new signature. Now, yes, let's go to the next step. That would be the suggest lender. So in this case, I selected type A lenders just because my name starts with A. And I'm going to click the suggest lenders. This process will also take about a minute, no more than a minute. And it will take the information from the extracted information and this filter over here and bring back and connect to the list of lenders that they suggest. So I'm going to also open the detail view so that we can see it. Here's that fetching lenders ... I'm just gonna pause real quick until we have, never mind. We have already our list of lenders. If we verify right now, let's say we want to add more, we can see that only 8 lenders were selected in this case, and we have even more A lenders. So this was selected by the system with information that the system had. And well, in this case, I am not going to send the information to all these lenders, but I do have some test lenders. That is all the emails of my team, so we're gonna spam them for a second. So now that we have our fake lender selected, because we don't want to send to real lenders this fake lead, let's go back to the other view. As you can see, it's white. So for the brokers that are looking at it as a bulk view, that's the name of this view, so that you can select multiple items at the same time. So let's say we want to generate the application, we can do it like this, and it saves them even more time. Now that is white, we know that is ready. We have all the information to send this email. So, but we haven't tested this one over here. I pressed the bottom without noticing. It's a submission subject and preview, and they have the option to maybe change the email if they want to change it, or send the generic email that's the way that they told to do it. It's pretty simple. And then we have the bank statements over here. We're not going to select any other file, so let's submit it to the lenders. Sorry about that. So the process of sending the application would take about 2 to 3 minutes. In this, well, depends on the amount of lenders that we are sending the application to. In this case, the application was already sent, and it is back to yellow because every time we send all the applications, it clears the connected ports over here. That is one of the requirements for it to be white. And this is because it's one of the functionalities that our client asked us to, for make it easier for them when they need to reapply any lead. So let's double check that I got the email. I already know that I did, but I want to show you guys. It's over here. So this was 4 minutes ago. And we got the application with the signature, and we got, in this case, the bank statement, right? And well, I cannot show you the emails of all of my coworkers, but I can show you my personal email that is another lender, test lender in this case, and it's over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me just make this bigger. I don't know if you guys can see it. It was also about 3 or 4 minutes ago. So I got also the application. Now, for every time a lead is applied, we have a item created in the submitted application. So as you can see, I've tested this many times. These are some old leads over here. So I'm just gonna scroll down, and this one, yeah, there we go. So as you can see, we created a new item automatically for every single application, since every application is individual, right? So maybe for Rodrigo's lenders, they are going to decline the application, but maybe I'm going to accept it and make another offer. So that's one of the functionalities that they asked us to do, and that's the process that we have from leads to submit applications. We have all sorts of new cool things. But this will be all for the video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you have a great day.